Hi guys, how are you all? So we've got some Pilates. So I will run through each exercise, telling you how to breathe properly, to make sure that you're holding your core, that your neutral spine is in place. We're going to get into a set-up position before we come down on the floor, where I can just run through making sure that you know where your core muscles are. And it's all about working to where you feel comfortable, okay? So if you're a first timer, our level 1 will be for you. Don't be afraid to try different levels, but obviously if things aren't working or if it's too difficult, then bring things back down. And that goes for everybody. How I like to do it is that I teach level 1 and then I progress up. I don't want you to jump straight from nothing to the highest level, because then you're not making sure that everything is going with you. So you might forget how to breathe properly, you might forget to engage your core, you might forget to have your neutral spine. So it's important that you build it up gradually, so that as you progress up a level, you are still sure that your technique is good. All right, guys. If you've got knee problems, back problems, obviously this is going to help you a little bit. But if you do become uncomfortable, if it's too painful, then rest and join back in when you're ready. I've got like this static fly, but I washed my hair this morning and it's just all over the place now. Look, and they've got these little wisps at the front because it's been snapping. Oh, dear me. Right. So yeah, we'll do like a little bit of a mobilizer, which will warm you up, which will get the body moving and get the muscles ready to work, and then we'll bring it down to the floor. Once you're down on the floor, you'll stay on the floor until we finish. Okay, guys? So I remember to start my watch before we start. I'm going to angle that down a bit because in a moment I'll move back. So you're going to stand nice and upright, nice and tall. Toes and knees point forward, shoulders are down and relaxed. Make sure that you're balanced. You've got an even distribution of body weight across both of the feet. You don't feel like you've got more weight on one side than the other, or too much at the front, too much at the back. So even distribution of weight. Finding your neutral spine, you're just tilting the pelvis forwards and backwards. We're finding the position where the back feels the most comfortable. You've got that natural lordotic curve, okay? Core muscles, pelvic floor, that's the muscle from within, the one that you would draw up to stop mid-flow, okay? So bearing that in mind, that pelvic floor muscle, imagine there's a lift, okay? You're going to draw that pelvic floor up. Hi Maria, bonjour to you. Ça va? Oui, ça va. Good, pull it up, good. Floor number 10. We're going to come down to floor number 5, down to floor number 3, and we're going to leave it there. Then imagine you've got a belt around your middle with 10 notches. Pull that belt into notch number 10, so everything goes in nice and tight. Comes out to notch number 5, out to notch number 3, and leave it there. So we've tightened around the centre of the body. It feels like you're wearing a tight pair of jeans or a corset or something, and you've still got that pulled up kind of feeling as well. So that's your core muscles. Breathing is the next thing. Hands on the rib cage, fingertips touch. Don't slide the hands. I want you to actually open up the rib cage. So take a nice deep breath in and release. Good. Take a nice deep breath in and release. Good. Relax the arms down. So that's breathing from the ribs. Lateral thoracic breathing. I'm going to remind you constantly about these things. Gently rock forwards and backwards. Good. Lifting up the toes, lifting up the heels. Lovely. Then start to pedal your feet. One comes up, one goes down. Softening through the knee. Well done. Place the feet flat, lift all the way up onto your toes, bring the arms up and release. Good. And again, reach all the way up and release. One more time. Reach up. Good, and release. With your left leg, step forward, lengthen the back leg, touch the floor if you can. Come back in, lift the knee up, and then step out to the left side and reach over. Coming into the centre, same leg, comes forwards, pushes back. You can bring your knee up if you can balance, and step out to the side. So with your left leg, you're going to do one more, coming forwards, Bring the knee up or step back, and then out to the side, and hold it in the middle. Then that other leg steps forward, lengthen the back leg, come up, step out to the right, reach over, into the center, step forward, lengthen the back leg, lift that knee up, out to the side, into the middle. One more time here, flattening that front foot, lengthening through that back leg. Good. And then holding it in the middle. Allow your hips to just rotate one way and the other. Lovely. Holding it in the middle, bringing the arms up, take a breath in. You've got to keep your hips nice and still. Breathe out, rotate. Breathe in, return. Breathe out, rotate. Breathe in, return. So we're mobilizing through the back, spinal rotation, but we're keeping those hips still. One more to each side. Last one here. And then coming in and relaxing the arms down. Just taking that left foot forward, just tap the toe forwards and backwards. Sweep the leg through, so we're bringing it off the floor. We're trying to make sure we're not leaning too far over. By all means, if you need to hold on to something a little bit for balance, absolutely fine. You're going to lift your knee up, and then you're going to take the leg back. Lift the knee up, take the leg back. Good. So you're going to take the leg back, and you're going to reach forwards. We've got enough space. Good. Only as far as comfortable. Then lift the knee up and balance. And then again, take that leg back. Good. Lift the knee up, balance, stay there. Ankle is going to go one way and the other. And then place that foot down. Just begin by tapping the other foot forwards and backwards. Good. I just noticed when I was doing that, I've got a hole in my sock. You probably would never have noticed if I hadn't told you, but now you know. Gently sweep that leg forwards and backwards. Good. I was banking on getting socks for Christmas, but I didn't get any. Lift the knee up. Take the leg back. Lift the knee up. Take the leg back. Good. Lift the knee up. You're going to sweep that leg all the way back and reach forwards. Lift the knee up. Balance. Take it back. Sweep. You could, if you need to, keep that back foot down and just reach through from here. Lift the knee up, balance, hold it, hold it, hold it. Ankle is going to go one way, whoops, and your body's going to go the other. And then the other, well done. And place that foot down. So you're going to stand towards the back of your mat for me. Nice and lengthened. Breathe in, tuck the chin to the chest. As you breathe out, begin to roll down through your back. Soften your knees. Allow those arms to hang and relax. And then when you're ready, you can begin to gently roll back up, rebuild the spine. When you get to the top, relax those shoulders. Breathe in, chin to the chest. Breathe out, gently roll down through the back, soften the knees, allow the arms to hang and relax. And then when you're ready, breathe in. As you breathe out, rolling up. Relax the shoulders. So we're going to roll down to come down to the floor, okay? Breathe in, chin to the chest. Breathe out, gently roll down through your back. And at your lowest point, I'd like you to walk your hands forward and keep your feet flat on the floor. Now your head is between the arms. If you suffer from high or low blood pressure, then I need you to come to your knees instead. Otherwise all your blood is going to rush to your head and you might feel a little bit queasy. So from here, you're going to breathe in, bring the knees forwards and down, and then breathe out and press the feet back down. Breathe in. So we've got a moving downward dog. If you're on your hands and knees, breathe in round the spine so you've got a cat stretch. Breathe out and release. Breathe in round the spine, tuck the chin to the chest. Breathe out and release. So you've either got your downward dog or your cat stretch. depending on which one works for you. Good. And then you're going to do one more, whichever it is you're doing. And then stay, bring the knees down if you're in your dog. Stay in a box position. Okay? Back is flat, core muscles are zipped up, pulled in. Breathe in. As you breathe out, push one leg back along the floor. As you breathe in, bring that leg back in. Now we're alternating and you're pushing the leg out as far as comfortable without dropping your weight into the other side of the body. So you're breathing out to push away, you feel a lengthening through the core, and then you're really dragging it in so you're relaxing through those muscles as well, okay? So this time you're going to breathe out, push the leg back and then raise if you want to. Breathe into lower and draw it back in. So if you're going to lift it, it's got to be straight before it comes up. Touch the toes down and then draw it back in. Exhale to lengthen and raise. It's got to be a big breath. Then breathe in to touch down and draw it back in. Opposite hand can come out at the same time. And your last option, arm extended out, can raise up at the same time as that leg. So this is your swimming strengthening through the core and the lumbar spine. Make sure whichever level you are doing, your back is remaining neutral, your core muscles remain engaged. Deep, full breaths. Breathe out to push away. Breathe in to gently release. You're going to do one more on each side for me, please. Once you've completed those two, I'd like you to bring yourself up so that you are on your knees. Relax the shoulders. You're going to take one leg out to the side. Either leg, but just remember which one you've done, okay? Now that foot, my mat is on the squiff, okay? My body is actually straight. My foot is in line with my knee. I'm then going to take my hand out, which is also going to be in line with my knee. So I can draw a line, straight line from my hand down to my foot. I'm going to bring that other arm, fingertips to my temples. I'm not going to let my head hang. I'm going to keep it in line with the body and my chest is open. I haven't turned my chest to the floor. Chest is open. Now you can stay here absolutely fine. Point the toes away. If you want to go further, breathe in as you breathe out. Lift that leg. It's remained in line with the body. Now you can stay here or you can move that leg. Breathe in. As you breathe out, kick. Breathe in to return. Breathe out, kick. Breathe in and return. Working right through the side of the body, through your waist. Now it's a little bit more than a physical exercise because you're also working on your balance and your coordination. So there's a lot more going on than the actual muscle use. Good. Of course you don't have to move it, you can keep it still, you can keep it down. I'm going to ask for 2 more breaths please. Once you've done those 2, if it's lifted, release it down. Relax the hand, bring that leg back under. Actually, let's do the other leg straight away. So other leg comes out to the side, hand comes down, straight line, knee, hand, foot, fingertips at the temple, chest open. Breathe in. As you breathe out, choose to lift it or just keep it down. Breathe in. As you breathe out, you can kick. Breathe in to return. Now, while you're doing this, are your core muscles still engaged? Pull up the pelvic floor, tighten around the waist, breathe out and kick, breathe in to release. Breathe out to kick, breathe in to release. Strengthening through the side of the body, through the waist. Now if you're moving that leg, you've also got work happening around the hip. Good, point those toes. Remember, you can just have it lifted and still, or you can keep it down. I'm going to ask you for 2 more breaths, please. Once you've completed those 2, foot comes down, hand relax, and you're bringing that leg back in. So we're going to come down onto our forearms and elbows. We're going to look down towards our wrists, okay? Because I don't want your head raised. I want your head and neck in line with the spine, looking straight down. So you're keeping the alignment through your neck, okay? Breathe in. As you breathe out, draw up your pelvis. Breathe and hold. So this is our level 1 of the 100. We've raised the hips, the pelvis. We've drawn up the core and we're holding it still. Level 2, just bring the knees up off the floor. So if you go to a conventional gym class, something a bit more high impact, then they'll call that a plank, okay? But in Pilates, Joseph Pilates called it a leg pull. Good. And then if you do want those higher levels, wrists, elbows, shoulders, straight lines. You're going to come up onto those toes. Weight evenly distributed. Don't have it too far forward or too far back. Don't tilt to the side. Don't drop the bottom. You've got to keep natural, neutral spine. Breathe, deep, full breaths. Strengthening through the core and the lumbar spine. And I'm going to ask you, please, at your level, I'll very often stay at level 1 here because I know for me, my focus is 100% on my core. Strengthening right through the middle of the body. I'm going to ask you, please, for 2 more breaths. Once you've completed your 2, gently lower down onto your front and extend your arms all the way out. So your legs are extended with your toes pulled away. Your arms are extended with your fingers being pulled away, okay? Head is down. So you're keeping that alignment in the neck. Now, one arm and the opposite leg are going to lift up, okay? Breathe in. As you breathe out, raise. As you breathe in, lower and change. Breathe out to lift. Breathe in to lower. Breathe out to lift. Breathe in to lower. Now, if you wear glasses or if you feel a bit claustrophobic or if your floor is dirty, then you might not want to have your forehead down. So you can keep it slightly raised, but again, keep the head and neck in line with the spine. One arm and the opposite leg. Draw up your belly button so your core muscles are in place. Strengthen through the body. Breathe out to lift. Breathe in to release. Any problems, guys, you can do just the arm or just the leg. The first exercise we did, swimming on our hands and knees. This is the same exercise except we're laying down flat, okay? The concept is the same. The areas we're touching, which is your core and your neutral spine, they are the same. As we lift the leg, you also got a little work happening through the glutes. Breathe out as you lift, in as you release. And you're only lifting as high as it feels comfortable for you, okay? Breathe out as you lift, in as you release. I'm going to ask you, please, for 1 more on each side. Once you've completed those 2, slide those arms back under and come back to leg pull. We're going to hold this for 1 more round. So knees down, level 1, knees up, level 2, up on those hands for level 3, and there is a level 4, okay? So level 3, you'd be up, level 4, breathe in, as you breathe out, lift, as you breathe in, lower. But without allowing that bottom to come any higher or any lower, okay? Only moving the leg if you're in that level 4. Breathe and hold. Strengthen core and the lumbar spine. And I'm going to ask you, please, for up to 3 more breaths. So it's up to. So if you only want to do 2, that is fine. If you only want to do 1, do 2. And then when you've done those, you can gently release, and you're going to turn onto one side. Now we're going to start propped up. Forearm is down, the elbow and the shoulder are in line with each other. My legs are bent. We're going to be moving the top leg, okay? And we need to make sure that we've drawn up that rib cage. You've got that space under the body, not here, yeah? All you've got to do is lift the rib cage. So from here, head and neck in line with the spine, breathe in. As you breathe out, press the top leg back, keeping your feet stuck together, and then breathe in to release. So this is your lateral hip raise. This is going to help mobilize through the lower back, strengthen through the lower back, work around the hip. We're still working the core because those muscles are still engaged, aren't they? Excellent. And you're working your waist because you've drawn up, you're on your side. If you want to go a little bit further, you're lifting the hip off the floor. You can have that hand there for a bit of balance by all means. Breathe out, open, breathe in, release. If you've got a serious shoulder injury and you can't be up there, then bring it down onto your side. And I think that just about covers any sort of medical conditions here. This is really good if you suffer from sciatica, okay? Because this helps to release those trapped nerves in the back. I remember speaking to my father and trying to describe this down the phone to him because he had horrendous sciatica. And he couldn't go around to show him, so I'm trying to go, right, Dad, you need to do this. He's terrible on, we tried it on Zoom, we just about got there. I'm going to ask you please for one more, and then you're going to gently lower down onto your side. I've just literally seen my parents just before the class. It's my son's birthday tomorrow, so they've just left some bits on the doorstep for me. I managed to see them before they tried to escape. Legs out, lengthen the body, point the toes, point the fingers, your head is rest down on the arm, and that hand is there for your balance should you need it. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, raise those legs. They've stayed in line with the body, the core, the obliques, the lumbar spine, all working, strengthening. Hand is there for balance. If you don't need it, just take it away. So I'm going to lift up, up, down, down. So top leg, top leg. Breathe in. As you breathe out, lift the top leg. As you breathe in, lift the bottom leg. Breathe out, lower the bottom leg, not all the way, back to where it was. And then breathe in, lower the top leg. Breathe out to lift. Breathe in to lift. Breathe out to lower. Breathe in to lower. So it's coming up, up, down, down. Keeping the legs in line with your body, point those toes away. Core muscles zipped up, pulled in and in place. Breathe out to lift, breathe in to lift. Breathe out to lower, breathe in to lower. Any problems, that hand is there for balance, remember. Any problems, you can do just that top leg on its own and keep the bottom leg either down or still. If your balance is spot on, then you can bring that arm all the way over. So working through the side of the body, I'm going to ask you please, up, up, down, down is one repetition. And I'm going to ask you for one more. And once you've completed those, legs are together, gently lower, and by all means give that hip a well-deserved rub if it needs it. And then when you're ready, you're going to push yourself to sit. So in this seated position, I'd like to bend your legs and place your feet down. Hands are going to be down by your side. That's important because we're going to be doing a neck pull, okay? So hands are by your side. Lengthen the back. So we're going to breathe in, tilt the lumbar spine, so you've got C shape, and bring the chin to the chest. You're lowering as far as you can go, and then as you breathe out, you're going to lift one arm. Breathe in, place it down, and then breathe out and come all the way back up. Breathe in and tilt, chin to the chest, C-shaped spine. Breathe out, lift one arm, the other arm. Breathe in, touch the hand down, and then breathe out and lift. And as you come up, that chin is coming up off the chest. Hands are by your side. Breathe in, tilt. Breathe out, lift. Breathe in, hand down. Breathe out, roll up. Now if you wanted to go a bit further, both arms are coming up together. Make sure the hands are back on the floor before you start that roll up. Breathe in and tilt. Breathe out and lift. Breathe in, hands go down. Breathe out, raise up. If you think about when we do a roll up, which is a similar exercise but we're keeping the chin off the chest, we can probably get all the way down and all the way back up. Simply by moving the chin in, we're lengthening through the neck, we then can't get that far. Our body says no, okay? And that just shows how the smallest of movements can adapt an exercise to work a completely different muscle group. You're still working the core and the lumbar spine, but we've got this lovely long stretch and mobility through the neck as well. One or both arms, feet stay down. I'm going to ask you in your neck pull for 2 more repetitions. So 1 with each arm. My mouth gets so dry because I talk too much, that's what it is. When you've done that 1, you're gently going to allow yourself to lower all the way down and lengthen your legs all the way out. So as you come down onto your back, you need to make sure that you are comfortable. Shoulders down, relaxed, arms down by your side. We're going to come into an exercise called climb tree. Lot of effort from the core and from the lumbar spine. So breathe in, point the toe and lift one leg up. Now you're going to hold the leg round the thigh. Your leg is the tree, okay? Breathe in. As you breathe out, walk your hands up so you're peeling the back and the head off the floor. And then you're going to breathe in and lower. Breathe out, other leg comes up, point the toes. Breathe in. As you breathe out, walk the hands up. And then breathe in to lower. Breathe out, leg comes up, hold it, breathe in. Breathe out, walk the hands up, point the toe. Breathe in and release. So I'm going to go a little bit further this time. I'm going to walk halfway up. I'm then going to take a breath in and lower my leg a couple of inches. And then breathe out and try and bring myself even higher. That small lowering of the leg is going to give you a bit more leverage to be able to get back up, all right? And then I'm going to breathe in and everything comes back down on one single inhale. Breathe out, leg comes up, breathe in, hold, breathe out, walk halfway up, breathe in, either hold or breathe out and come all the way up. And then breathe in to gently lower. Now while one leg is working here, that other leg stays on the floor. I see all sorts of variations with this exercise. The one I see the most is when people bring that other leg off the floor. I want you to keep that leg down, okay? Core muscles zipped up, pulled in. Climb tree. I'm going to ask you for 1 more on each leg, please. If it's a problem bringing the back up at the same time, you can just do the leg on its own, which is then a jackknife, okay? When you've done those 2, 1 on each side, I'm going to ask you to bend your legs. I'll come on the wonky a little bit again. Bend your legs, feet down. Now, when you come into this position on your back with your legs bent, you need to just make sure that you've still got that neutral spine. So you just tilt the pelvis a couple of times, make sure that back is comfortable in neutral spine position. Shoulders down, relaxed, breathe in. As you breathe out, lift one leg up. Let's say our right leg, then I'll know that I'm going to change legs as well. So I've got my right leg raised at a right angle. Don't drop the heel. Right angle behind the knee. I can reach my knee with a softness to my elbow. If I can't reach it, it's too far away, okay? If I've got a big bend on that elbow, it is too close. Good. So we're going to make 3 movements with this leg, okay? And if any of them are uncomfortable, then stick with the ones that are okay. That left knee stays still. Breathe in. As you breathe out, we're going to lengthen one leg stretch. As you breathe in, we're going to bring it back in. We're going to keep it bent. We're going to breathe out and touch the foot down, scissor. Breathe in, lift it up, keep it bent. breathe out, take it out to the side, hip opener, and breathe in and return. Breathe out and lengthen like I'm pulling your toes away, one leg stretch, breathe in and return. Keep it bent, breathe out, touch the foot down, breathe in, lift it up, then take it out to the side, keeping it bent. Good. Now if you wanted to go a little bit further, you could have that left leg raised, but you're going to keep it nice and still. Good. Only going as far as comfortable for you on every single movement. Breathing out is taking the leg away from you. Breathing in is bringing that leg back in. Shoulders down and relaxed. Core muscles in and engaged. On the scissor, the movement is coming through the hip. We're not moving the knee. The one leg stretch we do, we extend that leg. But on the scissor and the hip opener, that leg remains bent, the knee stays still, and you move from the hip. So can I have one more of each of those, please? Once you've completed those, that leg is back in the center, and breathe in and lower, breathe out, lift the other leg. Start position's got to be right. It's got to have that right angle behind the knee. Breathe in, breathe out to lengthen, breathe in to return. Keeping it bent, breathe out, touch the foot down, breathe in, lift it up, breathe out, open out to the side. Don't let that other leg wobble, don't lift the hip. Breathe in to return. So breathe out to take the leg away, breathe in to bring it in. I've changed the order of that one, don't worry. As long as you do all three, any problem with any of them, if one of them's uncomfortable, then just stick with the ones that's okay. Alright? Making sure those hips remain nice and still, nice in place is what I meant to say. Imagine you've got a spirit level, okay? I've just laid it across your hips, and the bubbles of air will stay central and still. We're not allowing the hip to raise and lower. We're keeping everything in place. Neutral spine. Core muscles zipped up, pulled in. Deep, full breaths from the rib cage. So I'm going to ask you, please, for one more of each movement, okay? Don't rush them, use your breathing. Once you've completed all of those, you're bringing that foot down. Good. And if you want to take a long body stretch there, you can. We're going to transfer onto our other side, okay? And we start propped up on the forearm and elbow. Our legs are bent. Make sure that arm isn't too far away because the body will drop down, okay? So it's got to be in a straight line, elbow to shoulder. Legs are bent. You're going to hoist up your rib cage. Even if you just stayed here, with no movement from the leg, you are still working your waist, your obliques, okay? But remember to hoist up the rib cage, because from there, you're not working anything, you're just putting a bit of effort into your shoulder. So from here, open the chest, breathe in, breathe out, press the top leg back, breathe in and return. Oh, just had a strange crack through my foot. Breathe out, press it back, breathe in, release it down. So you're opening that chest, sorry, that leg, because I was thinking about just about to tell you the next level. You're drawing up the hip, keeping the chest facing forward, don't roll over. So your next option is that hip off the floor. Breathe out to open. Any problems with the shoulder, remember, then you're going to stay down and just do it from here. Lateral hip raise, okay, opening up through the lower back, round the hip. And I'm going to ask you, please, for one more repetition at your choice of level, And once you've completed that, you are going to gently allow yourself to lower and lengthen all the way out. Straight line from the fingers all the way down to the toes, core muscles in place, neutral spine in place. Hand is there for your balance. Breathe in. As you breathe out, raise both legs. Try and make sure that your head and neck are in line with your spine. I know you may be trying to look at a device. I know I have to keep moving my head to look at the camera, but try and keep everything in line, okay? So up, up, down, down. Breathe in. As you breathe out, top leg up. Breathe in, bottom leg up. Breathe out, bottom leg down. Breathe in, top leg down. So you're just coming back to the original height that you lifted the legs to the first time. Up, up, down, down. Without rolling back. Hand is there for balance. Take it away if you don't need it. Arm could be over. Breathe out as you lift. Breathe in as you lift. Breathe out as you lower. Breathe in as you lower. So those legs remain lengthened. Working through the inner and the outer thigh, okay? Working through the core, the lumbar spine, and the obliques, the waist, yeah? Good. So I'm going to ask you, please, using those slow, controlled movements, using those deep, full breaths for one more repetition. And once you've done that, you can allow those legs to lower and give that hip a lovely rub if you need to. Well done. So from here, guys, that's the floor work done. I'm going to ask you to bring yourself round into a box position. Now we are going to be making our way to stand in a moment. So if you need something to hold on to, by all means move closer to whatever it is, alright? Maybe it's your partner, maybe it's a piece of furniture, maybe it's your pet. I could probably stand up pushing on my dog, bless him. Back is neutral. I'm going to ask you to sit back into your heels and stretch out those arms into child's pose. So we've got a bit of a stretch around the top of the back and shoulders, but also through those glutes. Lovely. So bring the hands back towards the knees. When you're ready, curl the toes under, come into a crouched position, tucking the chin into the chest. In your own time, place the feet flat down and begin to roll up through the back, rebuild the spine. All the way to the top. As you reach the top and you finish rearranging your trousers and your t-shirts, head and neck comes up last, then you can rearrange your hair. Good. So we end up back in this nice lengthened upright position. You're just going to lift up onto your toes and balance and breathe out and release. As you go about the rest of your day, I want you to keep saying, are my core muscles engaged? Is my neutral spine in place? Good posture is going to help to strengthen through the core as well as the back. Lift up, hold, and then just see if you can close your eyes and maintain that position. Good, and release. So that is your Pilates for today. Hopefully you found a level where you feel comfortable. Thank you for joining in, Marie. It was really lovely to see your face pop up on the screen. Enjoy the rest of your day. We are back with Pilates. Let me just check my little book. On Wednesday morning, tomorrow morning. It's my son's birthday. So tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, we are back for Pilates. We have got legs, bums and thumbs at 4 o'clock today if you fancy it. Low impact, movements the size that you can control. It's worth a little go if you fancy it. But for now, thank you very much. Au revoir to Marie and take care. See you soon.